Welcome to the Dive Table. I'm Jay Gardner, and back with me is our fifth co-host of the season, coming again all the way from across the country in beautiful Old Bay loving Maryland, Mr. Greg Wolf. Greg, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Good to see you again and be back on the show.
Back on the show. We were actually just joking about the fact that I thought episode 1 went really well, and we have a good rapport, together. But then you reminded me that's probably because we've almost killed each other a couple times under the water. So
yeah, no, that's it doesn't get any closer than almost being the cause of each other's demise on and to say that it was multiple times within a week is probably an understatement because it was really only like 5 days.
yeah, no, good point. And we're referring to, of course, some technical training you and I took together, and we're teammates on. And I think the funniest story from that, we could just tell the story because I think it's funny. You know, when you're doing some of this training, it's not just you're on a line demonstrating skills, right? That's not kind of the training you and I enjoy and get the most of. So you're
far from it.
Yeah, you're diving and then things happen. So your instructor, a good technical instructor, is going to use the mistakes that you make naturally and take them to their natural consequence, right? And
Right.
then we need to solve those as a team under the water, right? In the technical training. So the one that sticks out to me, there's a couple of them, but the one that I think was the funniest to me was, we're diving along and obviously we're going to have some deco later in the dive, and off we go. And, our instructor was really sneaky, was really good at us not noticing. I mean, he stole your entire deco bottle at one point, and you went to do your switch, and
he
your
took a
deco bottle's
diaphragm
gone
out of one of your regulators.
Well, that's the story I was going to tell was that we're diving along, and all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, I'm trying to get my attention." And I'm like, "Hey, okay, what's going on?" And you pull out your wet notes, and you tell me, "Hey, he just stole the diaphragm out of your regulator on your
Clean it up a little bit.
deco. Clean it up." Yeah. It was like, what? You took my diaphragm? Like, okay.
You know what's even crazier to me? That I actually met a diver and I was telling this story to him on Sunday. And I mentioned, he was like, how did he do that? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, wait, he just take his glove off? And I was like, no, he was wearing dry gloves.
Yeah.
He
full
did
on
it
just
wearing gloves.
popped it out. So the funny part is he caught you telling me. Got you. And so later you paid for it, right? Because all of a sudden, here we go. We're at our deco stop. I do my switch or whatever. I point to you. I think I was deco captain. I said, I'll point to you. Go ahead and do your switch. And you reach down to do your switch, and your bottle's gone. It's gone. He stole your whole bottle, not just the diaphragm out of it.
Yep.
So now we know as a team, because you saw it and gave me the information, that I'm compromised because we can't breathe from my reg because I don't have a diaphragm in it, and you don't have one anymore. And so it put the team in a pretty precarious situation to try and solve that under the water, which we did, and we figured out how to do with our third teammate in that moment. But I think that was a fun story. Other than that, wasn't where we killed each other. That was where we got a little too cocky and thinking that we were. We could get in front of our instructor and solve it before the problem occurred, and then got told showed that's not the case.
Part of that training phase of knocking you back down a peg after you think you get into the motions.
Yeah.